Ready? Okay, John, we're going to get going. Keep talking, that's okay. Yeah, you might as well. Hey. Okay, welcome everybody. Great fine day. It's way over 100 degrees, so I decided yesterday with Max's suggestion that we're casual. As long as it keeps this kind of heat, I think we'll stay that way. So anyway, Rhonda, is there any additions to the agenda? Hey. County Council, can you read into the record closed session items, please?
Sure, Chairman. There are 7 items for closed session today. The first is Government Code Section 54957.6, conference with labor negotiators. The agency designated representative is Adrian Caleb, and the employee organization is all units. There is 1 existing litigation under Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection D1. The name of that case is Page versus the County of Madera. And there are 5 performance evaluations of public employees under Government Code Section 54947. And the title of those positions are the County Administrative Officer, the Agricultural Commissioner, the Behavioral Health Services Director, the Corrections Chief, and the Chief Information Officer. Thank you.
Good. Okay, is there any public comment on our closed session items? I'd like to recognize CC Galegas, is that how you say it? Madera City Councilwoman, how you doing? And our ex-sheriff, John Anderson. All the other people are just regular, so. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go into closed session if there's no public comments. Seeing none, we're going to go in closed session. We'll be back out here around 10 o'clock. Yeah. Well, you got to liven it up a little, you know. Can't be dull. We ready to get going here, people? They take their seat and be a little quiet, turn off your phones, and we'll all be good shape. County Councilors, any report out of closed session?
There are no reportable actions from closed session.
Okay, we're going to open and close in memory of Braden Barney, who had a terrible accident in the fire up in Mariposa, Madera County, and they had his service yesterday. And I know Brett's got somebody, and as soon as Brett announced who it is, I want to take a few seconds and just have a moment of silence for Braden and whoever Brett has.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I wanted to open and close in the memory of Stephen Weisner, Elizabeth Weisner, who a lot of us have worked with. She works at CAPMC with doing a lot for the community, and her husband passed away. 61, worked for Madera Unified School District, lifelong resident of Madera. And so I just want to send my condolences and prayers to Elizabeth Weisner in this time, and open and close in his memory.
Thank you. Braden, Barney was a CAL FIRE firefighter, dozer operator. Family goes back for generations in Mariposa County, and not too many people that don't know him from Madera or Mariposa, and he left a wife and a couple young kids. So take a couple seconds here, silence in their Okay, thank you. We'll do the invocation. Barry Bernard from the West Side Christian Fellowship. And Pledge of Allegiance is going to really be great because it's from the Sierra Shadows 4-H Club. So when he gets done, you guys can stand up and lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Father, I come this morning. I thank you for another day of life and for this beautiful weather. I pray for this board, Lord, that you would just reveal your will to them and give them the courage and the passion to turn toward that. I pray that you would bless and show favor to our community as a result of that leadership. I pray, Father, that you would grant insight and wisdom and also a listening ear for all the issues that will be considered here today. I would ask that you would inspire unity and peace amongst this board as well as among our community. I pray that you would protect each member's family. And lastly, Lord, I just pray that you would honor each individual here today and their staff and each person here who will be making presentations, that you would just bless them for their commitment to our city and our county, that you would bless them for their passion, that you would bless them for the work that they do. Oftentimes it just goes unheralded and unthanked. Father, I know that you see all, you know all, and you honor those who honor you. So, Father, we would ask for you to honor this board today and our community. In Jesus' name. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Thank you very much, Barry, and thank you, Sierra Shadows 4-H Club. You guys did a good job. I can
You know,
hear
did you hear the voices were just loud and proud of America? I really appreciate how well you guys did that.
Yeah, it was really good. Well, kids, so I know you're all pretty young compared to us. But this is Madera County's birthday this year, and it's their anniversary. 125 years Madera County's been in existence. So we do each meeting, we do a little honoring it, and that's what we have up on the screen up there. It's honoring the past, embracing the present, and looking ahead to the future. Ronald Moore of Chowchilla has certainly brought on some community pride with his many achievements in the movie industry. A screenwriter and television producer, Moore is best known for his work on Star Trek, The Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Battlestar Galaxia, I guess it is, and Galactica.
You a Trekkie?
It's what?
Galactica.
Oh, that's what it is?
Yeah.
And Outlander. You guys know what that is? You kids know what that is? I don't. How many of you watch Star Trek movies?
All right.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of them. He won a Peabody Award for his work on the Reimagined, what that is. Battlestar Galactica television series. Today, Stars produces his work on his original series, Outlander. So he's very famous, kids, and he's from Chowchilla. So anybody up here, do they knew him? Anybody you know him? You know him, Eric? You sure? Oh. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So then we're moving on to item number 4.
Public comment. The first 15 minutes of each regular session is set aside for members of the public to comment on any item within the jurisdiction of the board, but not appearing on the agenda. Items presented under public comment may not be discussed or acted upon by the board at this time. For items appearing on the agenda, the public is invited to comment at the time the item is called for consideration by the board. Any person addressing the board under public comment will be limited to a 3-minute presentation to ensure that all interested parties have an opportunity to speak. Any handouts to the board must be submitted to the chief clerk of the board for distribution to the supervisors. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium. Also, all persons addressing the board may state their name and county residence for the record.
So
Good morning, Todd Miller, Auditor Controller for Madera County. To the Board of Supervisors, CAO, our great audience, and to the millions watching at home,
Yeah.
I present, I have a little present for your 125th anniversary.
Oh.
4 years ago, this board appointed me to run the Auditor Controller's office after the incumbent resigned suddenly. And I walked into a department where our financial statements, annual financial statements, were delinquent and had been delinquent for many years. We resolved that in about 9 months, but that wasn't good enough. We wanted to do more than the minimum, and that's how we started. So 4 years later, the results are in. And I'd like to read something. The Certificate of Achievement of Excellence in Financial Reporting has been awarded to the County of Madera by Government Financial Officers Association of the United States and Canada, the GFOA, for its comprehensive annual financial report. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by government and its management. The CAFR has been judged by an impartial panel to meet the high standards of the program, which includes demonstrating a constructive spirit of full disclosure to clearly communicate its financial story and motivate potential users and users groups to read the CAFR.
Wow.
While this is probably not going to be earth-shattering to somebody sitting over at Starbucks having a cup of coffee right now, it is significant, and it will be recognized by our creditors, our vendors, our bondholders, and our bankers. So with that, I need to acknowledge a few people specifically, and number one would be Eileen Christensen, my now assistant. When I came here, she was an accountant. She was elevated to chief accountant, and she's now my assistant, and of course I'd be useless without her. So she was the prime staff beater in this. I mean, she really pushed this project along and did a fantastic job. Elaine Coe, who we added not too long ago, she'd been a consultant to the county and came to work for the county. She was instrumental in us getting this done. Jim Boyajian, the previous assistant, I guess, and sometimes acting auditor controller in past years, he was also absolutely instrumental. Pardon me?
I thought he was doing it now.
He's
Oh, that's right, you are.
what I got to put up with.
Retired 5 years ago.
Yeah, how long you been retired now, Jim?
Yeah.
Since 2011. The accounting staff of the Auditor Controller's Office, and I want to recognize the departments because we pestered them to death in order to get all the information we needed to get this done. And finally, I want to thank you, the board, for listening to me and to helping me by providing the resources we needed to get this done. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Eileen Christensen, Assistant Auditor Controller. I just wanted to add that in addition to the county receiving this award, the Government Association has also awarded financial reporting achievement to the person that's designated by the government that's primarily responsible for the financial reporting. Todd Miller has been awarded this award by CFO.
We need to get a picture of that up here, right up front.
I think Jim wants to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Well, Todd said it very well. I was going to thank the board, administration, and all the department's staff for helping us because, as he said, we demand information to get the financial statements done, and they comply very well. I didn't think we'd get this award in my lifetime, but here it is.
So, the first time ever for Madera County?
Yes.
Wow, man.
First time the county tried, the first time the county had financial statements that would comply. So it's a first all the way around.
Would you three come up here so I can get that certificate?
Take credit for it?
Over here. Huh?
Palm show. Smile it on the inside. Hello. Because this is why government works so slowly.
Oh. Moving on. Hello, Craig.
Good morning, Chair and members of the board. My name is Craig Hinch, and I am the Oakhurst Commander for the California Highway Patrol. One
Hey,
focus,
John, be quiet back there.
one main focus of the California Highway Patrol, as stated in our mission of safety, service, and security to the people of California, is to ensure safety in the motoring public and the traffic. I stand before you today regarding the new erected speed limit signs on Road 415 and Highway 41 in front of the Oak Creek Mobile Home Park, which the situation raises some concerns. My office was notified of this new signage just last week via the mail. And for some reason, I feel like maybe we would have been consulted somewhat before just erecting a sign that requests people to drive from 55 miles per hour to immediately around a curve, end up 25 miles per hour. It ends up causing potentially a greater hazard than what existed before. So the county has a process as required by the code, which it states in there, and to make a determination which justifies the speed change in the sign postings. My belief is the information such as traffic surveys, traffic flow surveys, an inquiry with the local traffic safety organization possibly should take place. I'm not aware of any of these at the current time. My concern is for a greater traffic safety and something not to create a greater hazard, but to mitigate a current hazard. I'm not aware of if there's any collisions which have happened in this area as a result of Oak Creek. Currently, a situation has been created in which the change in the speed limit from 55 to 25 around a curve in a roadway. While some motorists may slow down to the posted speed limit, others may not, which causes or places some motorists in jeopardy of being rear-ended. So in the interest of safety, I encourage the board to reevaluate the situation and evaluate what justifies the zone. Thank you.
I can talk about this because I'm the one that really pushed out to do this. And I guess there's a section in the code that says that if it's for seniors or for kids, we can do that without the traffic study.
Well, I guess it does ask for a determination to justify that situation.
Right.
It does do that, but
Yeah.
that's quite the 30 miles per hour speed change is pretty drastic as you come around a curve, and the section's only 1,500 feet long. It just, from what we've
That curve
seen.
is a hard one to make at 55 anyway. I've done it many times, but
Maybe a different
but
speed.
anyway, Craig, what I have got, I can't even tell you how many complaints you have. There has been some wrecks. One of them actually almost went clear over and ran it on a trailer house there. So I don't know if the skid marks are still there, but last year, another one tried to dodge one of the seniors coming out of there, and it skid right over to there's a rock there, and it stopped it. But I've talked to those people for the whole time I've been elected. and they have complained about that turn and that straightaway for people flying up there, because there's 100 and something mobile homes in there, and probably 90% of them are old folks like me. They've really had a lot of scares times there, and that's the reason that I help staff try to move this to get it in there. And I'm the one you're going to have to blame, because I thought it was more important for those people to be safe there, just like I do kids or anybody else for that matter too. Put this in there, so you have to blame me, buddy. And I
There's
know
no
you
blame.
do a
I'm
great
just,
job.
it's just as part of my job, as part of safety,
Yeah.
is to ensure that people are driving safe,
Right.
and we're mitigating the situation, not creating a greater danger. Okay, Thank
I
you.
think going up, there's no problem at all. Do you?
No, I don't.
Or you think it's more just coming down? than it
I think
is-
it's just regulating it. It's such a drastic speed change for such a short period of time.
Yeah. Well, they
You know,
did
we
the
have a
same thing
school.
on 426 about probably 8 years ago, from Oakhurst to up to the top. All of a sudden, they changed it to 35 miles an hour, just like that.
There's a
They done the
long
study.
distance, a greater distance,
Yeah.
and you
But I
have some
know,
warning.
But it was terrible, so they redone it and changed it to 45 down to wherever it changes to 35 down there. And it was the same thing. It was a drastic change, and people yelled at me like mad. I only had 2 people call me on this one.
We fielded a number of calls, and that's one reason why I'm here today too, is
Right.
we fielded a number of calls that it's now a speed trap. It's a this, it's a that. Why are we sitting there? Why aren't we enforcing it? I had probably 6 or 8 people come into the office last week asking, now the sign's posted, why aren't we enforcing it?
The older people that live there.
There were some that lived there. There was
Yeah.
some that lived there that said, well, now all you're doing is going to sit out the right tickets. And it's not about the highway patrol. It's again, it's about the safety of the
Safety of the
public.
Safety of
people,
the
right.
people.
I agree.
So-
And that's the reason I push for that. So,
Thank you.
next. Good morning.
Good morning, Tanya Say, Chief Information Officer. And with me today, I am very excited to announce, and it is my pleasure to introduce Juan Huitrego, our new GIS manager. He came on July 2nd. He's already hit the ground running. We've already sent him to a conference. He's already spent a week at a conference representing Madera County. And he has, like I said, he's already hit the ground running, and I'm going to turn it over to him to share what he's been up to, what his future plans are for GIS.
I don't know about what I've been up to, but I'm very excited about being here in Madera County. First of all, I want to thank you, the board, and everybody that's made this possible to add this position to your county. It's really critical to have a GIS manager in any phase of government, because it
We
does
agree.
create a structure for future growth in the GIS arena. So I want to, first of all, thank you, the board, for giving me the opportunity to be your GIS manager. I will strive to provide the best service possible, not only to the board, but to the staff of Madera County and to the residents of Madera County. GIS will be implemented as an enterprise solution for all departments to take advantage of the capabilities of GIS. We will implement new standards and will eventually have a fully integrated GIS portal, which will give our residents a one-site access point for GIS data, which will include county online GIS applications. And this sounds cliche, but we're going to put Madera County on the map.
We want to,
I'm
we're on
willing
that. We want
to
more.
entertain any questions.
Not a question, but this, sometimes we get immediate feedback on our decisions. And I knew we made the right decision when I was at a meeting in Fresno, and your former boss was very mad at me for taking you away. So, it was kind of fun. I said, hey, just have a better place to work like we do. So,
That's right, buddy.
but welcome aboard. We're
Thank
excited.
you, thank you.
Hey.
There was
Thank
a
you.
question in.
Oh, would you mind? Yeah, that's a good idea.
First of all, my degree's in biology, but I have a teaching credential, and I love teaching kids about stuff. And GIS is Geographical Information Systems. So about 20 years ago, when I first got started, this was kind of the grounds of building what you guys know now as MapQuest, Google Maps, all of those features and applications that you guys use on your phones for location of finding places when you go traveling, those are maps. GIS, Geographical Information Systems, is the platform of building all of those maps. So for Madera County, we're going to be structuring a lot of those maps so that we can provide you guys better service as the residents of Madera County. Does that help? Yes? All right.
All right, thank you.
And just so you kids know, our GIS system hasn't been really up to par. I've had a lot of surveyors and stuff tell me that we need to get up to the 20th century because we're so far behind on our boundaries and everything. On like where you live in your house, those boundaries are on the GIS system. Now they're going to have them make them a lot more accurate. So thank you. And it's a great question. Thank you. Next. Hi, Sarah.
Morning. Sarah Boss, Public Health Director. It's my pleasure this morning to introduce you to our new Assistant Director, Stephanie Nathan. Stephanie comes from Public Health in Merced County, and I have to tell you, has an excellent reputation in the Valley and with regards to her professionalism and her accomplishments in public health. It's my pleasure to have her join our executive team. And I'll let Stephanie introduce herself.
Thanks, Sarah, for the introduction. I'd like to state how excited I am to be back in Madera County. I love Madera County. I am a Coyote. I graduated from Madera High School. Ooh. I live here, go to church here. My family and friends are here. And I've been in Merced County, as Sarah said, for the last 5 years, working as a program manager in the area of chronic disease prevention, doing grant writing, building non-traditional relationships. But it's always been my desire to come back to Madera County, so I've been waiting for the right opportunity, and it presented itself. So I'm looking forward to being here for years to come, working alongside Sarah.
Welcome.
Welcome home.
Thank you, Sarah, for bringing.
She's obviously seen our meetings too. She knew that the next question was, "Where do you live?" From Tom.
She done it already.
Yeah.
Told me all about it, man. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning. Rebecca Martinez, Clerk Recorder, Registrar. Well, as you know, we conducted the very first successful Voters' Choice Act election in June. We increased our voter turnout from 36% in 2014 to 44% in this last June election. I've said that it was monumental. It was huge. And it took a village to get it done. But it's also historic in that we did it in the 125th anniversary of the county. And to commemorate that, I have taken the pin that you made for the 125th anniversary and added the Voters' Choice Act to that. And so I'd like to pass them out if I may.
Absolutely. Well, I get it first. I want everybody to know that Becky stuck her neck out to do this. Only 4 counties in the whole state did it. Oh, that's 5 counties, I mean. And there were 17 eligible, and she did it, and it was so successful. Being up in Sacramento and Washington, everybody, some states and counties do this already, but states, not other county, only 5 in Madera, in California. But the other states do this already. Oregon's one of them, and I think it's going to be, from this point, it's going to keep growing, and he's even going to put a box in North Fork, so we're going to vote her in.
Oh, thank God.
You, Becky, for stepping up and doing that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Becky, what was the turnout was larger than normal, right?
36.
That's an 8%.
That's a big jump.
That's a big jump,
Especially the first time.
Yeah.
That.
Send it back through the mail.
And that's for a primary. That was normally what we get in a general for a gubernatorial year, right? That's a big deal. Yeah. Congratulations and thank you.
Yep.
We'll see. That'll box.
Thank you so much. Mr. John, how are you doing?
Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. we're missing Mr. Rogers today.
On vacation.
Oh, okay. It's I'm here to inform you of a couple of things. One, if you need anything from my senator, you've got about 23 days in August to get it done, because the legislature goes dark at the end of August, and he'll never go back. But the real reason I'm here is I'm here to introduce someone who's, I believe, an up-and-coming politician, and she'll be running for District 16, the Congressional District 16. Now, I just want to explain, in Madera County, District 16 is the flatlands, Chowchilla, Madera, the Ranchos. It does not
the
include
most important district up in the mountains.
it doesn't include North Fork, Coarse Gold, or Oakhurst, or Raymond. Anyhow, it's my pleasure to introduce to you candidate for the 16th Congressional District, Miss Elizabeth Heng.
Hi, supervisors, community members. John, thank you so much for the introduction. I'm excited to be standing before you guys today. I truly believe that we need a new voice with a fresh perspective to deal with the many challenges that our community has continued to face with for decades, especially at the federal level. I look forward to working as hard as possible to win and earn every single vote in our community so we can have that new voice come November, so that in January, I grew up here in the Valley, and we've been talking about many of the same challenges that we've been talking about for decades, whether that be water, immigration, education. And I'm going to fight as hard as possible, and I hope that I can earn your support between now and the election. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we're going to have some really good times. We want to have all the 4-H kids come up. We got a certificate for each one of you, and then we'll get some pictures with you. How's that sound? That okay? Come up here and we'll read them off, and these guys. Yeah, you got it.
Peyton Poor, Jake Poor, Taylor Cardoza, Bryce Gonzalez, Sierra Gonzalez, Corina Martinez. Is that right? All right. Brooklyn Tharp. Hi, Brooklyn. Leah Whaley. Hi, Leah. Kate Hauschel. Is that right? Whew. Stephen Hauschel. Emily Christofferson. Lacey Christofferson. Hi, Lacey. Haley Christofferson. Delaney Roca. Lily Kier. Is that right? Killed it. Reagan Fringer. Houston Hatch. Oh. Haley. One of yeah. What's your last name, Haley? Haley Martinez.
Okay, we're done. Hey, we're gonna have lunch later, okay? We'll have lunch at 11:30. Well, folks, there's some of our future supervisors, sheriffs, auditors, CAOs, all sitting right there. Right?
Farmers?
Farmers, you name it. It is. Yep, I sure was.
No. City kid?
Yeah. Got to keep those cows moving. Okay. Any other public comment? Being none, we'll go to the consent calendar. Anybody got any questions on the consent calendar? None from the board, any from the public? Any public comment on the consent calendar? Being none, what's your pleasure, board?
Move to approve?
Got his first and second, roll call, please. Oop,
Sorry, Chairman, was there public comment?
I did.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. I got it through so smoothly that we even fooled the county council. See, some of you guys ought to become a lawyer. See what you get when you're a lawyer? They can interrupt us and tell us what to do. Okay, roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez? Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0, one absent.
Thank you. Now then, we'll go to 11, not quite 11 o'clock. We'll go to regular session.
7A, Community and Economic Development Department Planning Division, Revolving Loan Fund Program. 1, discussion and consideration of approval of receipt of unanticipated revenue number 18-004 in the amount of $400,000 derived from HCD, EDEF, RLF, and FED program income to professional and specialized services for multiple fiscal years. 4 votes required. 2, discussion and consideration to adopt the resolution authorizing the appropriation of unanticipated revenue from the HCD MERLF Microenterprise Revolving Loan Fund.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Matt Treber, Community Economic Development Director. I also have Mr. Robert Mansfield, Senior Planner in my office for this item. This is a regular item that we do quite often, but with that, I'm going to kick it off to Mr. Mansfield, who does have a brief PowerPoint presentation for the board and the public's consideration, and then we'll be available for any questions you might have.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Before you is the consideration for establishment of a budget for the program income for the EDC, Economic Development Commission. Brief setup for informational purposes. Economic development loans do originate from the Community Development, the California Department of Housing and Community Development, which is the same location we get our housing rehabilitation loans from. The economic loans, the microeconomic loans, and business assistant loans are applied for in a similar fashion as the rehab loans. It is designed to stimulate economic growth within the county. Microenterprise businesses are defined as 5 or fewer employees that must exist in the county or start up and continue in the county, and must meet national objectives to benefit low to moderate income persons, which is similar to the rehab process. Fund uses, operating capital, including staff salaries and leasing of space, purchasing of inventory, supplies, computer programs for accounting, what is generally referred to as like tenant improvements, rehabilitation of owner-occupied lease space, marketing materials, and advertising with a website and servicing. Program income is similar, again, kind of parallels the housing rehabilitation program, where we loan out funds to, in this case, businesses. They pay that back to the county which case then we can use that again for future loans. The program income for Madera County is referred to as revolving loan funds. As the name would imply, it just means it revolves back out once we get it to future businesses. It's deposited into a separate account from different revenue sources, more for accounting purposes from the state requirements. And as mentioned, it can be made as new loans within our jurisdiction for the same purposes. So new businesses coming in or wanting to expand. That's a continuous cycle. So essentially this can go on forever and ever as long as there are funds in the account, and can be used in conjunction with existing HCD loans or used on its own purposes. Since 2007, we've made approximately $550,000 in loans, creating a minimum of approximately 16 jobs along the way. Of that 550,000, there's approximately 207,000 still outstanding for repayment. Businesses that we've helped include restaurants, daycare centers, tire shops, computer repair shops, and the like. Just kind of giving an idea of the type of economic help we've assisted. Right now, for program income, the revolving loan funds, as of June 30th, the end of the fiscal year, which is also the reporting period for HCD, we have approximately $343,800 of program income available for use going out to the community. This can be, obviously that amount would fluctuate throughout the course of either months or years, depending on how things were repaid and how much loans we sent out. We can make loans of anywhere between $20,000 and $250,000 loans. Unlike the rehabilitation program, we do have an interest rate on that loan of approximately 5%, and the loan terms typically are 5 to 10 years in length. And that concludes the slideshow. Staff remains available for any questions.
Yes, Mr. Poitras.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just like to mention that this is a great loan program, and I've served on the loan committee, gosh, for maybe 12, 14, 15 years now. And there's this fund for county businesses, which would be mainly like Oakhurst or any of the unincorporated areas, Ranchos, those areas. And then there's also city funds. There would be funds available for the city of Madera in a separate program. And it's an outstanding opportunity to help businesses grow. It has been successful, as Robert's mentioned. And I think that, we really need to advertise it more in those areas. And this would be great for your town halls, and people were more aware of the opportunity of these programs present. And they're small loans, 20,000 up to 50, up to 100,000. We've been pretty creative, and they're kind of bridge financing. A lot of times somebody may have bank financing available, but there's a gap between what they're able to put into it, and this is what this program is available for. So it's really, really good, and I think that the main thing, we just need to market it more and make people aware that it's available.
Just so you know, I wrote on there, keep from my town halls.
No, there you go.
So thank you. I thought that was a great idea, and that not getting you. Southgate up in Oakhurst got this loan, and they opened to keep them going, and now they're expanding, and that helped set them off. You're so right, Rob, and glad to know you're on that committee, so I can tell them to go talk to you. Supervisor Frazier.
Yeah, and that was somewhat to my point. I wanted to see, how are we marketing it? How do we get this out to more people? Who can come up and speak at Tom's town hall? And
yours
or mine? Because I think this is just such a wonderful thing that we do, and and who administers it. And, I think this is one of those things that needs to be brought to light, that there's, for people that are wanting to start a business that need some of that. And Rob, since you're on the loan financing or on the loan committee, and maybe everyone can chime in here too, but is this able to subordinate like an SBA loan? Does it need to be in first position? What are some of the requirements? How can people attain this? What's the length of time it takes from application to actually receiving the money? Is this an easy program to access, or is it just another huge hurdle for people to jump through? I know somebody else.
Great question.
Yeah.
And we've got Lois Leonard here in the audience who helps coordinate, actually leads the charge for there's Lois right there. I was looking for you in the back. I saw you come. But yeah, I mean, in my experience, it's an outstanding program. For instance, we just put one together that in the city of Madera that has exactly the same criteria for county loans. And it was this loan was subordinate to an SBA loan. There was a business that wanted to open, and the SBA lender initially was going to fund the whole project, and then because the appraisal didn't come in high enough to offer the collateral, they had to back off. And so the owner approached the EDC to get this gap financing, and we were able to approve it. Maybe within 30 days or something from.
That's so important.
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
So in regards to the marketing, we do market with the chambers because of the Eastern Madera County Chamber Alliance that we're affiliated with. So they're all aware of that. They had a workshop about a year ago up in at the Oakhurst Community Center, and so we shared information then. I have put ads in the newspaper with the Ranchos and the Sierra Star. Been a while, probably need to do that again.
Yeah.
The biggest outreach and the biggest problem with this loan program, it's not a problem, but it's a good thing for the EDC, is creating jobs. So I'm sure Robert mentioned that again, the 35,000, one full-time or full-time equivalent.
Right.
But I do have brochures that I'd be happy to share with you, Tom.
Okay.
That you
I'd
could
like
take
to
to your
have
next town
somebody
hall.
come up to my next Oakhurst town hall. I get the most people there.
Yeah, when
And
is
I'll
that?
put that on the program, and
Okay.
it
Yeah,
would be-
either Bobby, I run the program for the EDC.
Yeah. I'd rather have you come than Bobby.
Okay. Do you have any other questions as far as collateral? We do require collateral. And a lot of that depends on the loan committee. A lot of that depends on the credit
I was going to ask
score.
about the credit.
Yeah, so if someone the program's really supposed to help the business owner that can't get loans anywhere else.
Right.
But of course, when we have plenty of funds, we like to help as many people as possible.
Absolutely.
So we do have two programs. The micro enterprise program, which is for businesses that have 5 or less employees, and the owner has to qualify as a low or moderate income person. Then we have the business assistance program, where the business itself has to hire 51% of its new employees using the funds, a low to moderate income person, which isn't very difficult in Madera County.
Right.
I mean,
So, and then generally it used to be.
It's flexible, really, so it sounds.
Oh, it's very flexible. As far as length of time, it used to be, we used to have to go to the state, and the state underwriters would have to approve our county loans. So that took a long time. And Southgate can attest to that.
Yeah.
Currently, the way it works is I do the underwriting, the local loan committee approves it or denies it. Then we're able to get a check, hence why we're here today, to get it out of the budget. So it's a little quicker now than it used to be years ago. So it makes it a lot more easier to operate for the businesses as well as for us.
What we like.
I think it's just a
Supervisor
wonder-
Rodriguez.
What is the delinquency record on these loans?
I think in the last 5 years, we've had one loan that went delinquent, and actually he only owed $12,000. He originally got a $35,000 loan and his business went under. But
So it's been quite good then.
it has been very good in the last
Okay.
probably
All right.
15 years.
That's really good.
That's awesome.
Okay, any public comment on this item 7A? Seeing none.
Move to approve.
Second?
Got a first and a second. Roll call, please.
You want to try your vote links today?
I did.
Max, you
Supervisor
push your button?
Rodriguez, you want to
Did you
push the
push your
button and
button?
try a second there? Okay, now everybody should be able to vote. Okay. Call for the vote. Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yep.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0, one absent.
Hey, kids from the 4-H, would you like to all come up here and look how we run our programs? Just watch this next item on the agenda. Because you can see what our board clerk was asking us about.
Thank you, Lois.
Come on up, just come right up here. Come right up back here. Item 7B.
7B. 7B, Memorandum of Understanding with the CBDIO. 1, consideration of entering into an agreement with CBDIO to enable CBDIO to use MCPHD conference room space to continue its efforts to increase the number of new Medi-Cal enrollments and renewals for qualifying individuals and families with no associated monetary compensation or fees, and authorize the chairman to sign the Memorandum of Understanding. 2, consideration to authorize the Public Health Director to sign any subsequent documents or amendments required for the execution of this agreement.
Thank you. Ms. Sarah.
Yes, good morning. Let me give you a brief history. CBDIO, I'll not try and pronounce the whole long name, as you might understand, has been a partner of public health for many years and was a subcontractor from 2014 to early 2018, helping with Medi-Cal enrollment for citizens of Oaxacan descent during the Affordable Care Act Medi-Cal expansion. That has since tapered quite a bit, as many people have already enrolled, and there's only occasional need for services at this point. Social Services does an excellent job of Medi-Cal enrollment, but this population is now accustomed to coming to public health for these services. And even though our grant has ended, CBDIO is able to continue providing this service from grants from the Sierra Health Foundation and also the Latino Community Foundation. So the purpose of this MOU is for public health to be able to continue to make this service available at no cost to the department, with the MOU allowing CBDIO to come in and use our conference room space when the department is not using that space actively. So the service does contribute to the public health vision of accessible and affordable quality healthcare, and there'll be no displacement of other public health services through this MOU. And I just wanted to kind of explain, because public health touches so many parts of the community, there are very few activities and efforts that we do outside of partnering with other county departments or other community-based organizations such as hospitals, clinics, schools, colleges and universities, businesses, and then organizations that are nonprofit like CBDIO. Other nonprofit organizations that align with the public health vision are also able to use our conference room space in a similar fashion. We've decided to bring an MOU before your board because the CBDIO services would be on a regular basis. I'm available for any questions that you have.
Okay, so everybody knows, I didn't put this on agenda a couple of times, and she put it one time because she had jury duty.
Yes.
And so we talked a long time last night, like at 6:30, so I could get educated on what this was, because I had concerns. Some people called me about letting different groups use our facilities for free. After she explained it to me, I was well educated in what I hope. So thank you, Sarah, for doing that. And any questions from the board members? So if, like your kids, like if Brett wanted to make a request.
If I wanted to make a request.
See how he pushes that?
And then.
See how his name's up there now?
Say, Tom, I'm glad you got
I'm the
educated.
chairman, see, I do that, and he can talk that way. When he gets done, see, I hit that and it takes it off. So if you want to talk, hit that. What do you want to say?
Move to approve.
Go ahead and say it.
To approve.
So
Okay.
you push that make motion button right there,
See
and
the-
it'll
right
check.
there?
And then you say, I'll second the motion. So if you want to push that button right there and say second the motion,
You push the button.
push that button right there. Say second the motion.
Okay, now the second. And before we take a vote, is there any public comment on this?
County council is illegal.
I just want to, yes, absolutely. Good job, kids. Just want to make sure the clerk of the board knows who the first and second is before the roll call vote.
So the whole point of the first and second, right, is for anything to be voted on by our board, somebody has to say, I move to approve this item. And then if no one seconds it, that just dies.
So this
Doesn't
would,
move
could not be
forward.
approved then?
So, so now, usually we'd have 5 members up here, and say we did the motion in the second, but only
Good
2.
day, Roger.
Yeah. If only 2 of us vote for it and the other vote nay, the other 3, then it dies. Or if one abstains, or today, if only 2 vote yes and 2 vote no, it dies. And it, we don't approve it. So now who wants to?
Okay, now you
I
gotta
made
hit the green button there, see?
You can hit the green button,
And now we'll do roll call.
and you can say yes and.
Okay. In the system, I have Supervisor Poitras as the first, but Supervisor Rodriguez made the first?
Yes.
Okay. So Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
Yes.
Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0, 1 absent.
I concur with my proxy vote.
See now how it pops up
I
there,
said
we
yes,
all
I put
voted
it in
yes,
the draft,
see? Yeah, that did that? Okay, and that's all our names, and that's who made the motion, that's who seconded.
But should I have to figure that out.
Okay, good job. Okay, now 7C.
7C, Board of Directors, Groundwater Sustainability Agency, Water and Natural Resources Department. Discussion and consideration of entering into an interbasin agreement with parties in the Merced-Chowchilla groundwater subbasins.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Stephanie Agneson, Director of Water and Natural Resources. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. You have in front of you an interbasin agreement for the groundwater sustainability plans between the Chowchilla subbasin and the Merced subbasin. Basically, the agreement says that we're going to share data that we need in order to make the plan. Groundwater levels, groundwater storage, groundwater quality, that sort of thing.
Okay, any questions from the public or from the board members first? You guys got any questions?
Are we working on the same kind of agreement?
We don't have one with Fresno. This is an optional agreement, and Merced has pushed for it.
It's
We
because
could.
those 2 water districts interact with each other,
right.
see? Water basin goes over to Merced, Merced comes over to here.
And before we
Right.
finished off those lines,
Basin boundary
basin boundary
modification.
modification with Fresno, we probably would have had that with them, right?
Well, there's not really, I don't think there's no water
No, I
basin
mean, not
between
anymore,
the
but
two.
had there still been those
There-
boundary issues?
There still are the basin boundary modifications. The deadline was extended, so it's next Tuesday, and we don't have to have one. This is an optional thing under Sigma.
Any other questions from the board members?
What is your recommendation?
I would suggest that we move ahead and sign the interbasin agreement
To be?
because it strengthens our plan. It shares data so that it shows that we are working in good faith towards sustainability with our friends to the north.
Good deal, Max, so. Any other questions, board members? Oh, I thought you wanted to.
No.
speak. Okay, any comments from the public? Questions? Seeing none.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Again,
You get the second? Okay, there it is. Roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Supervisor Poitras?
Yes.
Supervisor Frazier?
yes.
Supervisor Rodriguez?
Yes.
Supervisor Wheeler?
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0, 1
Thank
absent.
you. Okay, pending legislation, number 8.
Pending legislation. Stephanie has a letter for us. You should
Stephanie.
have a letter at your dais that she provided us, a draft letter.
Yes, I got the draft letter in front of me. Do you want to read it, or did you want Rhonda to read it?
Rhonda could read it.
Okay.
On behalf Dear Ms. Townsend, on behalf of Madera County Board of Supervisors, we are writing to express our strong concern regarding the Bay Delta proposed final amendments and a final substitute environmental document, which includes additional in-stream flows February through June. As a county with lands that are part of 3 critically overdrafted subbasins, we are extremely mindful of the amount of water available as we complete multiple groundwater sustainability plans. Recharge is a key component to bring the subbasins to a state of sustainability. It appears that SED and associated appendices were prepared without any regard for potential needs from agencies under the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act. We look forward to working with you toward a better water resource management. Sincerely, Chairman Tom Wheeler.
Okay, any questions on this from the board members? Being none, this is a thumbs up deal, everybody?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yes.
You know, the plan was, that was drafted by the state resources. It was just outrageous. I mean, it's beyond outrageous. And for those of you who are able to, on August 20th, there's going to be a rally at the Capitol. It's on a Monday. And I plan to be there, and I know there's going to be many others throughout our county and our region to announce our outrage. And it was an unbelievable ruling to increase unimpaired flows by 40%. It would be devastating to the region, Stanislaus River, Tuolumne River, Merced River, and it's just it's very unscientific. It was totally political, and it's something that we really need to get behind, because if they can come up with these kind of rulings for our neighbors to the north, I mean, what are they going to do to us? So
you okay with this letter then?
In fact, I might want to add a few things in here, but no, I'm
You
fine.
can do that too, you know, but from the board, but
no.
so kids, how we do this, something like this is not really agenda-sized, like it's on our agenda. But what we do, if we all agree, we do a thumbs up. If one person don't agree, we can't send a letter from the board. If we all agree, then this will go up to DWR, the Department of Water. Okay? So what's your pleasure?
We're trying to make sure that they don't take all of our water and get water.
You guys have water to live when you get older.
You guys want to, I know on the ranchos, it's important to make sure that we help to secure our water future. So
thumbs up?
A thumbs up?
Thumbs up?
Let's get a thumbs up with all the kids and send it to the legislature. Too.
Yeah. We'll send them a picture of that.
Send them a picture of.
With that too.
With it.
Great idea. Everybody she's going to take a picture of all our thumbs up.
Thumbs up, kids. This is for your future.
Yeah. Hey. Got it. Okay, Stephanie, I already signed the paper over there for you. And,
Thank you, Chairman Wheeler.
kids.
I have 2 other short
Oh,
legislative
you got 2 more? Okay,
updates.
go ahead.
I wanted to follow up on AB 2649. This was a piece of legislation that seemed like it would streamline the process for getting flood flows for recharge. And then it was amended in the committee so that it didn't streamline it anymore. It's probably going to go off and die somewhere. We probably do not need to send a letter. It's still on watch lists for the Association for California Water Agencies and for Friant. But I do think there is going to be a piece of legislation with Central Valley water agencies this next session that we will want to try and shape. So I would like to join the Association of Water Agencies and get in on that process so that we can work towards better recharge legislation.
Absolutely. That's the reason we got you in this position, so we can do things like this. So we can be heard from our water department. We got a thumbs up. Kids, you okay with thumbs up on that one? Yes, sir. Okay, we got it. What's your next one?
Next one is a follow-up on a letter you received from Natasha Drain of the Delta Counties Coalition.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Staff advises not signing the letter. This was an anti-California water fix thing, which is sort of a north of the Delta belief that all the water will be taken by anyone south of the Delta. We really need to invest in water infrastructure. These are 2 tunnels that take water underneath the delta, it benefits everybody to have greater water supply reliability. So I would let that letter go.
Okay.
So again, the letter advocates for the tunnels. Is that what it does?
No, the letter is to potential gubernatorial candidates, and it urges them to not invest in the California water fix and to direct those resources elsewhere.
Gotcha.
Okay. We're not going to sign
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah.
Okay. We're not.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thumbs down, kids.
Thumbs down on that one.
Thumbs down. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
So you guys know she started, what, 2 months ago? 3 months ago? Almost 3 months ago. And we've always wanted a great water department, and we created it a couple years ago. And so that's what she does now. She takes care of water, so you guys have water to drink and raise your animals. So how many of you have animals in Florida? Hey, okay. I'll shake all your hands again. Good job. Okay, supervisors and staff reports. Rob.
I don't have a report at this time.
Hey, Max. Report. Mr. Frazier.
Nothing to report.
Thank you very much. Well, I had the pleasure of going to represent Madera County to the NACO conference in Nashville, Tennessee last weekend, and I brought back a whole bunch of information. I already gave some to our jail director, Manuel, and I got some for Tanya Say. When I go to those workshops, I try to bring back information to help run Madera County and make it more better for you kids to grow up and live in. So thank you, board members, for letting me go to that. And I actually participated in a couple of votes since I'm the voting member, so that was pretty cool. So, and just so you know, so you kids know too, there's 3,069 counties in the United States, and California, this has all the counties that's in every state right here on this paper, and California is on the back here someplace. We have number of votes, 340 votes. The next two is even close to us. Florida has 231, and Texas has 203. So there's something California needs passed. We got a lot of pull because all these other states have to go against us to pass something. So I thought pretty interesting that I learned up there this time. So Eric, you got anything to say?
I did join Chairman Wheeler at the conference, and it was a very good conference, my first NACO, and it was really interesting, some good sessions.
Yeah, I was disappointed, Eric, because they give us these badges, and it says first time participant, and he wouldn't put it on his. And some people did, though. I wouldn't have either. So, Regina.
I have no report.
Rhonda.
No, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you. Is the food here yet, or 11:30? You kids hungry? We are too. So we're gonna eat at 11:30, but we got to go back in closed session for a while. So if you guys can enjoy yourself out here, and I want to thank you very much for coming up here and see how we run this. And I really want to thank you for coming and being part of this board meeting today. Really neat. So we'll go have lunch at 11:30. We got to go in closed session for a while. Okay. Thank you, kids. Give them all a big hand again. Where's turn? A lot more. We're going to come back at 1:15 and finish our closed session. And at 1:30, we got another session also. Reportable actions out of closed session.
Chairman, there are no reportable actions from closed session.
Okay. Any other questions from the board members? Otherwise, we'll adjourn that meeting. And then we adjourn. Now then, gentlemen, come on up. Thank you, Rob. Rhonda, Max in this one? I don't think he is.
Chairman, members of the board, there is one item for closed session today. It's Government Code Section 54956.9, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to 54956.9 subsection, paragraph 2, subsection D. There is only one case. Thank you.
Okay. Guess we'll go into closed session then for Whoop. I hit that thing one more time and it does that. It's sensitive, like me. Who laughed? Yeah. Is there any report out of closed session, County Council?
No reportable actions from closed session.
Mr. Matt, would you like to make a statement?
The board clerk would go over item 5A on the agenda.
Well, Chairman, I think you still have public comment portion.
Oh,
of
I
the
see. Okay.
Agenda.
Well, we still got item 2 we didn't do either. Item 2, is there any additions to the agenda? Okay, item 3.
Item 3, public comment. The first 15 minutes of each regular session is set aside for members of the public to comment on any item within the jurisdiction of the board but not appearing on the agenda. Items presented under public comment may not be discussed or acted upon by the board at this time. For items appearing on the agenda, the public is invited to comment at the time the item is called for consideration by the board. Any person addressing the board under public comment will be limited to a 3-minute presentation to ensure all interested parties have an opportunity to speak. Any handouts to the board must be submitted to the chief clerk of the board for distribution to the directors. Anyone addressing the board is asked to print their name clearly on the speaker sheet at the podium. Also, all persons addressing the board may state their name and county of residence for the record.
Not bad. You're getting that down pretty pat. Any public comment out there? You shook your head there. What, you're going to go talk? Okay. Closing the public thing. Approval of the minutes, item A. Consideration of approval of the public meeting minutes from June the 26th, 2018. Got a second? Got a second. And any comments from the board? Any from the public? Seeing none. Roll call, please.
Call for the vote. Director Frazier,
Yes.
Director Mahill, Director Talbert, Director Wheeler.
Yes.
Vote passes 4-0. 1 absent.
Okay, item number 5.
5, Community Economic Development Department Planning Division, Enhanced Infrastructure Financing, District 2018-3. A, announcement of election results by the clerk of the board and Riverstone Public Financing Authority Board action to accept the election results. B, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution of the Riverstone Public Financing Authority approving the issuance of bonds for enhanced infrastructure financing, District 2018-3.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Matt Treber, Community Economic Development Director, as well as Jamie Bax here with the county. I believe at this time, if the board clerk, I believe she has the election results under 5A.
Yes, we received 5 yes and 0 no votes for the EIFD bonded indebtedness election.
And in regards to item 5B, it is staff's recommendation at this point that this board take no action.
Okay, any questions from the board members? And none from the board members, any from the public? And none. So we will do that, take no action, and moving forward, I'm going to adjourn this meeting. Thank you very much. We're done.
Yes, Chairman, there's one item for closed session. It's under Government Code Section 54956.9, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation. That's under the Government Code subsection D of paragraph 2, and there's one case. Chairman, there's one reportable action from closed session on a first by Director Jim Taubert and a second by Director Brett Frazier. There was a unanimous 5-0 vote to approve a tolling agreement between the Tesoro Viejo Public Financing Authority and the Association Against Faulty Financing and the Sierra Foothill Public Utility District. There are no other reportable actions.
No, Mr. Chairman, no additions. Item 4, consideration of approval of the public meeting minutes for June 26, 2018. Call for the vote. Director Frazier?
Yes.
Director Mahill? Director Rodriguez? Director Talbert? Director Wheeler? Vote passes 5-0. 5, Community and Economic Development Department Planning Division, Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District 2018-1. A, announcement of election results by the Clerk of the Board and Tesoro Viejo Public Financing Authority Board action to accept the election results. B, discussion and consideration to adopt a resolution of the Tesoro Viejo Public Financing Authority approving the issuance of bonds for Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District number 2018-1. On item A, we received 5 yes votes and 0 no votes for the EIFD indebtedness election.
Staff is recommending that you take no action.